Today, in the media conference with Lal Goel, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon se, Samvad Sarokar News, Bharat Post News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today's topic is very relevant and important, and that is image building. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. How you look plus how you speak plus how you act is equal to your personal brand. Everyone knows the importance of good branding when it comes to your business. But what about building a personal brand that's associated with you as an individual? Never underestimate the power of personal branding. When done right, it can be your most valuable asset. Personal branding is what shapes the perception of an individual in the eyes of the public. Personal branding is all about building your reputation, creating an image of yourself for the outside world, and marketing yourself as an individual. Essentially, your personal brand is the story that's told you about you when you are not in the room. It may feel a bit uncomfortable to think of yourself as a brand. But the truth is that everyone already has a personal brand. What do people say about your work? What adjectives do they use to describe you? Are they positive or critical? Your story is also being told online. What is being said about you in the virtual space? You have a choice to actively manage your brand or leave it to the chance. Building a personal brand intentionally will allow you to tell your story as you want it to be told, to establish yourself as an expert and leader in your field, and to connect with your customers and clients beyond your products and services alone. There are some characters in the world of business who are larger than life. They have mastered the art of personal branding, and they know exactly who they are and what makes them unique. Self-image is the mental picture, generally of a kind that is quite resistant to change, that depicts not only details that are potentially available to objective investigation by others, height, weight, hair, color, etc., but also items that have been learned by persons about themselves, either from personal experiences or by internalizing the judgments of others. Self-image may consist of 4 types. Self-image resulting from how an individual sees oneself. Self-image resulting from how others see the individual. Self-image resulting from how the individual perceives others see them. Self-image resulting from how the individual perceives the individual sees oneself. These 4 types may or may not be an accurate representation of the person. All, some, or none of them may be true. Think of your image as your currency. Your image is like an intangible currency that you earn over a period of time. How you conduct yourself directly or indirectly has a credit or debit effect on your image bank account. Do not underestimate the importance of perception. Everything you say, everything you do, how you walk, whether you walk the talk, all go a long way in building a perception in people's mind about you. Also, be aware of your surrounding and the company you keep. This comes as no surprise, but you are judged by the company you keep. At the core of building a good image, don't forget to be yourself, yet be conscious of yourself. What you say and what your body language is in the presence of others counts for a lot. The key word here is authenticity. Be who you are in whatever you do. Moreover, don't fall into the trap of assuming you have a certain image. Sometimes there can be a dissonance between how you perceive your image and how others perceive you to be. Be wary of this. People are always watching, judging, and perceiving whether you are in a formal environment or in a social setup. In today's world, more than ever, with social networks having emerged as indispensable means to communicate, how you project yourself online becomes very important, considering people can judge you more easily. What you say online stays there forever. Your image in the minds of others is fluid, ever so susceptible to a reassessment. So see yourself as others would see you. A positive image reflects a sense of integrity, trust, and credibility. These are valuable assets for you, assets you never know when you will need to fall back on. You can leverage your image in business or in life. So how can you help build a positive image for yourself? Make an effort to have a positive outlook in life. Allow your inner self-esteem and confidence to reflect through your personality. This is significant in guiding you as you navigate through each day, day after day. Walk the talk. Live true to your words. Learn and grow. Be open to feedback and work on it. Observe icons that inspire you. Study their mannerism. Be a good listener. Dress for success. Respect punctuality. Help people. Keep your promises. Build relationships before you need them. Be engaged and involved in the community. Aim to inspire others. A robust personal image has the ability to impact several aspects to your life positively, your success, financial or otherwise, your relationships, and even your health. It takes the investment of time, effort, and energy to build an image, but it is so fragile a currency, it can crash in a matter of seconds. Your image precedes you. It is your identity. Respect it and guard it. You leave behind only your legacy. So make sure it is rock solid. So to discuss today, very, very important topic, and that is the image building. We have a very elite, knowledgeable and expert in their field and a panelist with us. And I would like to invite my first panelist, and he is Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand is the senior psychiatrist and marriage counselor. Dr. Rajiv Anand passed his MBBS in 1976 and did MD in psychiatry in 1980 from King's George Medical College, Lucknow. He opted to serve his country when it was very common to settle abroad for brighter future. He has been serving society with his base in Mumbai. He has clients all over India as well as in many other countries. He was honored with Lifetime Achievement Award by AMA. He has conducted more than 3,000 workshops for different groups and companies with audience size of 10 to 800. His television program on various channels have been widely appreciated for his forthright and practical approach. He is leading in the field of mental and emotional well-being for 40 years. He was president of IMA for 2 times. He was interviewed in several talk shows in domestic and internationally. Welcome, Dr. Rajiv Anand on our show. Dr. Rajiv Anand, you being a leading psychiatrist and marriage counselor, you might be dealing with lots of people who are either having image which is far bigger than the image what they are supposed to have, or even bigger than their business or their daily life. And there are many who are not having that much image, and they are having some complex because of their image, and that's why they might be consulting you because they might be going on depression or whatnot. So we would like to know your views on image building. Dr. Rajiv Anand, please. Please unmute, Dr. Anand.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, please.
So good morning to everybody, and thank you, Mr. Lal, for the kind words. Good morning, my fellow panelists, Yogita, and Neelu, and Saloni, and good morning to viewers, and welcome to viewers all across Kerala and Karnataka and UP and Bihar and other countries and other states. Saloni, you can take off your mask here in case if you feel comfortable. And wherever you are in the office or so, you have liberty to take your mask off. Your viewers would like to see your face. Okay, back to the topic of today, image. I'm delighted that we have three speakers who are celebrity by themselves, who are highly knowledgeable, who are highly professional people. So my task is easier. So I shall not be talking anything academic. I shall be talking very, very simple thing, very closer to the heart. I wish that if mirror would not have been there, the world, if mirror wouldn't have been there in the world, how much business, how much business would have gone out? Beauty parlors, cosmetics, dresses, boutiques would have been out of business if mirror would have been there, as was long back the society. Not that I'm appreciating it that during the tribal time, between the old time when mirror was not there as much as they are today, that was a good time. They're always plus and minus. Today, we are excessively obsessed with the image. Each girl, best friend of each girl is mirror, whether in small public washroom, whether in her purse. Each girl has to have some people who can show her a bit piece of the mirror to tell her how is her nose, how is her eyes, how is her face, and so on and so forth. Each one of us is dependent on innumerable number of people who would let us know how do we look, how do we appear, how do we talk, what impression we make on others. And we are so hungry for this image build up that somewhere many of us, I'm not saying all of us, somewhere many of us have gone off the set. Instagram is one example. There are endless number of photographs in different angle, different postures. People are sitting over there without realizing that they are making a fool of themselves. Or many other social platforms where building up image has become a business for people. Building up image is becoming an obsession for people. How much it really get converted, if at all, into something very creative or something very helpful or something very happiness inducing? That's an open question. But people are obsessed with image. I would like to just put psychological input over here. If I could put myself, if the picture, one would be what I think I am, part one. Part two is what I want to become, be it in my presentation, be it my face, be it my body language, be it my qualification, be it my confidentiality, be it my credibility, be it my image in the public or my credentials. That is second part. First, what I think I am. Second, what I think I appear to people. Third is what I want to become. What I want to become. Here I am, what I want to become, and here is what people take me. Most often, nobody bothers to sit down with someone who knows this job. All the three great ladies would throw light on this topic. Beyond the superficialities, which I'm sure most of today's fellow panelists are working on it, beside the cosmetics and the beauty parlor, nobody sit down to discuss, are these three aspects connected with each other? Are they in alignment? What I am, what I want to be, and what people take me to be. If they are in alignment, then I'm having a happy, contented life. I'm having, I'm enjoying emotionally stable life. I'm sure most of the viewers here would begin reading between the lines. If what I think I am, what I think I can be or I should be, and what I think people take me to be, if there's a discordance rather, if there's a misalignment, then I would be neurotic. Then I would be split apart within. then I would be having utter confusion. Then I would be begging for attention, begging for validation, begging for endorsement, begging for being liked, not by one or two, by few thousand. I should be dependent on those who like me. I would like people to appreciate me from top to bottom, every part of my body. I would like people to tell me how do I look in a particular cloth, with clothes, so on and so forth. So I'm becoming dependent on others who would provide me bit of my image, and that bit of my image would possibly help me imagine a complete image which is non-existent. That means I'm not aware about what am I. That means I'm not aware about what are my qualifications, what are my credentials, what are my talents, what are my pluses, what are my minuses. So I am confused. I'm talking a psychiatrist point of view. I'm not talking the other three great perspective with all my colleagues are going to bring it out. That this is where society is moving dangerously. If they have to be happy, if they have to be stable, if they have to be emotionally happy on long-term basis, and not emotionally dependent on others to complement their image or to reassure them that you are good looking. If they want their life to be stable emotionally, then they have to look inside. Meeting all these three speakers or knowing them or learning about them is a delight for me, because I realize there are people who are working systematically in helping people. Not only we, the world of psychology or the counseling or psychotherapy, there are other people also who are there to bring the best out of them. So I'm of the strong opinion, rather than emphasizing on cosmetics or the beauty parlor or the hairdresser, which one should, as and when one can, as and when one need to be, people should go deeper into that, deeper into their own personality. And every one of us do have a lot to bring out. Most of us may not be aware about how much we have inside. It may take time. It may take probably years. The journey may begin long back. But every one of us have a lot to bring out. There the image gets built up. A small piece of sharing aloud image is not something which can be built up in an hour or in a day. It gets built up over decades. Whether the features of integrity or honesty or sincerity or punctuality or your professionalism or your very healthy attitude towards your work or towards people or towards women or towards any aspect of life or any aspect of society. It gets built up over decades. That means one has to begin early. It can't be that for 40 years, 50 years, I remain with a particular style of thinking, and then suddenly at 51, I want my image to be refurbished. And I come to you and say, well, change my image. Okay, in the business circle, it could be possible. You could build up my brand image. You could make me sell a product. This is possible. But is my self-image inside same? That's where most of the actors, actresses, models, and many other people who are emulating them, they are becoming insecure, because they are basing their image based on which is fancy, which is not having a sound platform. They're always insecure about it. Will the world accept them as it accepted them yesterday? So they are constantly losing their sleep and peace and ease to live up better than what they were yesterday. And that's where the role comes of our profession. Build up image, build up brand image, sell products, sell yourself, get good role, get good assignment, get good endorsement. Nothing wrong with that. We have no reason to feel jealous about it. But also build up your inner stature, your inner image, your inner confidence, is stability, which would help you last things longer than you have otherwise planned. I would deliberately speak less in my first round, because I'm keen to hear to Yogita and Nilu and Saloni, and they have a lot more to speak on this topic. But image is their domain more than our domain. People would go to them first and wouldn't mind paying them thousands of rupees for image build-up, or maybe much more than that. I have no imagination of how much. But they wouldn't like to go to a psychiatrist. Why? Psychiatrist for the image. Well, there are people who are 80-year-old. I meet often people who are 75, 80-year-old women, and they are very, very graceful. They're very calm, composed, graceful. They have absolute no insecurity. And I also have people around in my world, small world of relatives or social circle or my clients, girls who are 22 and very miserable. मेरी नाक कैसी है, मेरी आंख कैसी है, मेरे बाल कैसे हैं, कोई मुझे पसंद करेगा नहीं करेगा, and so on so forth. So something which I am very eager to listen to all three of them. So what do you, Mr. Lal?
Thank you very much, Dr. Anand. And Dr. Anand has highlighted a few things, although he says that he is not interested to highlight because he wants to listen more first. But whatsoever he has highlighted, I would just highlight out of those highlights. One is that he says about the mirror. I think we have learned one very famous for beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So I am sure if the mirror would have not been there, still the beauty is already there. But one very important point which Dr. Anand has made is that image building is not only the outside of your personality. Go inside, deep inside, and bring out the qualities which everyone possesses. And those qualities, if they will reflect outside, then that image building is the real image building. Otherwise, he mentioned like the celebrities who are always day and night thinking about their image, they are losing their night sleep, and they are always in tension because their image is not on the reality. It's all superficial image. So according to Dr. Anand, real image, if you really want to make your image, first develop those qualities, bring out those qualities which you already have. Everyone is having all the qualities. Only thing is how we can fish it inside from our deep inside and take them out. And he says if you will take them out, then definitely your image building will be permanent. And he says that he's met even 80 years old lady with full grace. Yes, we have also seen in India Rajmata Gayatri Devi, how graceful she was even in the so at that age. But it all depends how we would like to perceive and see what type of image we want to show. And one important point he also mentioned is that what I am, what I want to become, and what others want to see in me. If we have the coordination, proper coordination, then our image can be built. Otherwise, we will become a laughing stock for others. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your very expert views, limited views, and I am also limitizing myself so that we can give more and more time. Earlier, I gave them 10, 12 minutes. I think I may extend to 15 minutes. Let them speak for 15 minutes. So now I would like to invite my second panelist, and she is Miss Neelu Gatani. Miss Neelu Gatani is a renowned image transformational coach at Ahmedabad. She helps people transform their image inside out by giving them tools to explore their personality, get over their limited beliefs and thoughts that hold them back. She has also done diploma in soft skill and image consultancy. She has already trained many people attain self-confidence and achieve their life goals. Her mission is to help 1 million people to live content and meaningful life. Welcome, Ms. Neelu Gatani. First of all, I must congratulate you and wish you all the best for your mission to help 1 million people, because if you will be training and you are helping 1 million people, I am sure those 1 million in turn, if they will have 1 or 2%, they will be trained. So it can be a changing, it will be a game changer as far as the image building is concerned. Now, Ms. Neelu Gatani, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned, and he is very, very clear about the inner self, the what we have in qualities instead of the outer self, about the image building. But you being the expert in this field, and you are a image transformational coach, definitely we would like to know from you your views on image building. Miss Neelu Gatani, please.
Good morning, viewers, my fellow panelists, and thank you so much, Mr. Goel, for the best wishes. I think your wishes will help me out to achieve my target. So I would first of all like to thank Mr. Goel, Mr. Dr. Rajiv Anand for inviting me to share my views on such an important topic, image building. And I will, Dr. Rajiv has thrown light on inner image, which is really very, very helpful and important aspect of image building. I will add on to what Dr. Rajiv Anand spoke right now about it. So, what's the first thing come to our mind when we think of image building? We usually think what people think about me. Image is just a mental picture of ourselves in either others' eyes or ours. But we usually don't believe in ourselves and we believe in what people are thinking about us. Here, I would like to narrate one small story of once Martin Navratilova said. She's an American tennis player. Once she was being asked, how do you maintain your focus, your physique, and sharp game, even at the age of 43? She gave a very smart reply. She said, the ball doesn't know how old I am. You need to stop yourself from stopping yourself. I would repeat again. You need to stop yourself from stopping yourself. Every game in life is actually played on this 6-inch ground, the space between your two ears, your mind. We don't live in bungalows, duplexes, or flats. She said we live in the mind, which is an unlimited area. And she said thousands of balls are played here in a minute. Now the question is, we focus on 4, 6, or 1, 2, and out. Since childhood, our mind has been conditioned. When we came to this world crying, they said, stop crying. When we started walking, they said, be aware, else you will fall. When we started eating, they said, eat properly, it shall not fall down. We performed in the school and they said, थोड़ा और पढ़ लेते तो score 100% आ जाता. 5% more than what you have scored. थोड़ा तो और पढ़ लेते. So, we are conditioned that what we do is not right, but what others do or they expect from us is right. And hence the picture of image building, our own image in others' mind get dominated by others' point of view. The reason we are unable to create an image of what we want in our eyes is because we are trapped in what others thinks of us. And here, I would love to share a beautiful quote by a philosopher, Charles Cooley, which was beautifully explained by Jay Shetty also. He's a speaker, he's a motivational speaker, and he has written a book, Think Like a Monk. He has stated this quote in his book also, which says, today, I am not what I think. I am not what you think. I am not what I think. I am not what you think. I am what you think I am. I would repeat again. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. My image is what my parents think what I should be or what my friends think I should be. We forget the core of image is to be yourself. What you think, say, or do something in front of others matter a lot to us nowadays. The key word to is authenticity. So what I believe, be who you are in whatever you do. Don't get trapped by external influences. Outer image is directly connected to inner image. You can dress appropriately to create an impactful image, but your inner image is reflected in your body language, how you communicate, how you project yourself. People are always watching, judging, perceiving you, whether you are in formal environment or a social setup. And in today's world, especially after pandemic, social network has emerged as an indispensable means to communicate. So how you project yourself online becomes very important, as people judge you more easily. What you say online stays forever. So project your image mindfully, as your image is your valuable asset to you. Asset you never know you need to fall on. As it was very rightly said in the beginning by Mr. Goel, a positive self-image reflects sense of integrity, trust, and credibility. This is these are very essential aspects we need to build in ourselves to create an impactful image. Now the question is how to build a positive self-image. Here, I would like to share a few tips to be mindful about self-image and create an impactful image on society. Work on your internal image to build external image. My colleague will throw some light on external image, and I would speak a bit about internal factors of image building. I usually say to my clients, you have to build your image. It is not something that can happen overnight. You have to create a perception in front of others' eyes. Building something is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Same thing applies to image building. You have to make an effort to have a positive outlook in life. You have to allow your inner self-esteem, your confidence to reflect through your personality, and you have to do it each and every day, day after day. Walk the talk means you have to be on your words, learn and grow. When you do this continuously, day after day, you will build a pillar of trust and a powerful image, which is going to serve you for rest of the life. There would be initial hiccups, but still you will create a very powerful image. I believe in 5 pillars which can lead you towards strong image building. And I share this Karlo Apna image, Apni Mutti Mein mantra by 5 aspects. Number 1, say no to your inner critic. We are the most bigger critic of ourselves, our negative self-talk. Learn how to control and replace the voice of your inner critic. Because we are being conditioned like this childhood, no? So now we need to learn to control them. It will raise your self-esteem. Use a lot of affirmations to change your mindset and get over the negative thoughts. It isn't like negative thoughts won't come in your mind, they will. But you should know how to change them to positive thoughts within a certain time period and don't indulge yourself in that. Make the list of positive qualities and read them daily with a lot of love and appreciation for your own self. We usually appreciate people, but we don't appreciate ourselves. Remember that you are unique and no one in this world is like you. That is the first pillar. The second pillar is spend your time with supportive people. Research says we are average of 5 people we spend our time with. So choose your company wisely. Construction feedbacks from your well-wishers can take you a long way and you can grow your personality by being around the people who are very supportive to you. People who are not supportive can drain your energy and pull you down. So always choose your company wisely. Third pillar is keep your promises. Walk the talk. Not doing what being said is biggest culprit of ruining your own image. So think before what you say, else don't commit at all. The fourth pillar is define personal goals and objectives that are reasonable and measurable. People read Dhirubhai Ambani's article and news and wants to become Dhirubhai as soon as they get disheartened, because it is impossible for everyone to become Dhirubhai Ambani. So define the goals which are yours, understand your values and ethics, and sync with them. Don't compare yourself to others, and climb the ladder, your own ladder. Make your own self, your own image, and unique one. Make sure one day people read about you and wants to become you, not Dhirubhai Ambani. Practice mindful meditation. This is the fourth pillar I believe in, but it's very powerful and impactful pillar. It will give rise to awareness. So you will be connected to yourself. You won't get influenced by the outer world once you know who you are. Start by sitting still and focus on your breath for a few minutes. It will calm your mind and will give you clarity in your thoughts. You will be able to untangle so many confusions which keep on going in your mind day in and day out. And that will lead you towards reaching your goal faster while enjoying the journey. So these are the 5 pillars and 5 mantras I believe in, from which you can just curlo your image in your mutti types. Now, I would end with a simple, powerful quote by Elon Musk. Brand is just a perception. He said, brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over the time. So viewers, be authentic, be real, be you, and build a powerful image which stays whether we stay or not. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Neelu Gatani, for giving your views. And what she mentioned, I would just highlight 1 or 2 points. First, he says the pressure is from the childhood, from the birth, when the child is crying, too much crying, not crying, why not crying. Then once you start walking, then again there are lots of comments are coming. So it is every time when you grow, somebody is talking about you. And if you are taking those comments and seriously, you will feel that you are going under depression, or you are not being taking properly. I think I am receiving message. Are you listening? My voice is clear, Ms. Gatani?
Yes, of course it is clear.
One moment. One moment. I will just check with the studio, because I received a message that sound is not, they are not getting the sound. Oh. So I will just...
You're audible now. I can hear you now. I was unable to hear you earlier, but...
No, that because you joined late. So you are not being tuned properly, but others are listening me from the very beginning. So that is the reason. But I will just pass the message to the studio about this, so they will just check what is the problem, and if it is there, so they will rectify the problem. Anyways, now she also mentioned that we must, the outer image according to her is very clearly connected to the inner image, and she says if we have to if what we want to show to the public, first we have to correct, as Dr. Rajiv Anand also said, about our inner image, the inner qualities, then only we will be able to reflect. But she has given a very, very important mantra, I must say, that is the 5 mantras or 5 pillars about the negative thoughts. She says you must know how to control your negative thoughts, so that whatsoever is coming, just ignore it or try to overcome with some positive thought. You must be with your supportive people who are going to talk positively about you, not create any negativity in you. Thirdly, she says, walk to talk. What you are, if you are committing something, try to fulfill that thing. Do only those things which is possible. Don't try to overdo something which you can't do, and then it's a problem. I received a message from studio. The sound is proper. Now, and then she mentioned about that one should have a very reasonable goal. Overnight, people wants to become, she quoted about the name of Dhirubhai Ambani. Many people wants to become like him, but it is not possible. After all, the hard work, what he did is not, people are not seeing that. They just see the helm of the power when he was having everything. That position everybody wants to see. Yes, anyone can become Dhirubhai Ambani, in my opinion, although she says everyone cannot. But in my opinion, everyone can become Dhirubhai Ambani if they also have the same spirit, same hard work, same inner strength, same commitment what he has already made. Every time he used to make for the investors, he always fulfill those commitments. So if you have that type of thing, what according to Ms. Neelu Gatani, she also says, whatsoever you are saying anything, committing, you must fulfill it. That is why, and then focus you on yourself. If you are focusing yourself, you will sit, think what you are doing, what you are not doing, what is good, what is bad. Then definitely you will create your inner strength more, and then your outer strength or outer image will improve drastically if one can have these 5 mantras. But I know this for telling or explaining is very easy, but to execute them by anybody is not that easy. And for that only, people require the help of Ms. Gatani or others who are expert in this, because this is not a one-day thing that if you we just think, okay, we have to do, and then again, okay, this mantra we will see tomorrow. That is not possible. One has to be dedicated for these mantras and for our own image building. Thank you very much, Ms. Gatani, for giving very, very expert views about the image building. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Miss Yogita Sethi. Miss Sethi is a renowned image consultant and life skill coach at Ahmedabad. She is Secretary of Image Management Professionals Association, IMPA. Miss Yogita is a graduate from Delhi University. She has been in the diverse field of education, finance, and counseling. Professionally, she enables clients better manage their appearance, behavior, and communication. She lives by the philosophy that life is a journey where one strives to continuously learn, grow, and evolve with compassion and gratitude. Currently, Ms. Yogita is a part of Women Startup Program with IIM Bangalore. Welcome, Ms. Yogita Sethi on our show. Ms. Yogita Sethi, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand as well as Ms. Neelu Gatani has spoken. Now, we would like to know your views on image building. Ms. Yogita Sethi, please.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone, and it is my pleasure to be here today to talk about image building. Thank you, Mr. Lal Goel and Dr. Rajiv Anand for inviting me. Hello to the co-panelist, my friend and colleague, Neelu Gatani. It was really a pleasure to listen to you today. And I also say a hello to Saloni Rati. Hi. So I shall first talk about image, and that too more about our external image. And let's have a greater insight into what is image. So as Mr. Lal Goel and Dr. Rajiv Anand rightly said, I'm just doing an activity. So may I request everyone to just close your eyes and breathe in and out slowly. Now, this is a hypothetical situation. Just imagine that if there were no mirrors in the world, or if there was no reflective surface anywhere, or there was no water to see your reflection on, how would you know your face looks like? You would never be able to know how you look like, as you cannot see your own face. So on a daily basis, all others can see your face except you. Now that we are all on the virtual world, we can see ourselves speaking onto the laptop. But in reality, what you actually see of yourself is the reflection of you or the image of you. Now, please open your eyes. There is something profound which I learned, that each and every person that you know in the world has a different image of you. One person may consider you as very calm and composed, whereas another person may think of you as a disciplinarian. Another person may think of you as a very fun and outgoing person. The person who thinks of you as calm and composed may be a fellow in your yoga or spiritual class. The person who thinks of you as a disciplinarian may be your student or your child. And the person who thinks of you as fun to be with may be your friend. So your image depends upon the various roles you play, the various situations in your environment, your attitude in those situations, and the perspective of the other person. The profoundness in this is that you have as many images as the people you know in the world, and even the strangers who move about. So I'll repeat, you have as many images as the people you know, because it is their perspective which they see you from, because it's an image. One person as an individual has infinite images. I'll just quote an example here. Say a doctor, when there is an emergency and we rush to the emergency ward, and if suppose my child is injured or anything, like, so I will not just hand over my child to anybody who's standing there, say a person who's wearing jeans or t-shirt. He may be a doctor, may be more qualified. I'll wish to hand over my child to a person who's a doctor and wearing the white coat and maybe the stethoscope. So that is the image of a doctor we have in mind, even though a doctor may have different images in his different worlds. So when we talk about building our image, our external image and our internal image are equally important. I shall elaborate more about external image. My friend Neelu has already talked more about the internal image. Our external image is how we appear, and appearance includes the way we dress up, the way we groom ourselves, and our body language. The clothes that you wear directly the clothes that you wear directly affect the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, and then the way others react to you. And this goes about in a circle. Say, for example, it's your birthday, you get up, and on our birthdays, we always want to dress up very nicely, don't we? And then how we feel good throughout the day, and everybody around us is also happy, and it goes on in a circle. So it's like how we first see ourselves, that is our self-image. It includes the way we dress up and groom ourselves. And if you really dress up well, it will have a direct impact on how you think, feel, and act or behave. And that is how others see you and react or respond. And this in turn has an effect on your self-image, how you see yourself, and the circle goes on. Say, what has happened during lockdown? We all have been at home, and sometimes we have not gone to office. We are just at home, and we are just not following some routine, and we do not dress up. And then this leads to some sort of a depression, and there is no routine. So what I would suggest is, even if you are on a low mood or if you're depressed, I will give you one hint, one tip. Just take out one of the brightest garment from your wardrobe and wear that. Dress up and just see what difference does it make to your mood. I would like you all to do that experiment. So our external image, apart from clothing, includes our grooming. As I said, that includes hygiene, body hygiene, the way we keep our hair, skin, and nails care, and even makeup. So all this makes up a part of our external image. So grooming, not only the clothes that we wear, Grooming is also very, very essential, especially for ladies. Never have your nail paint chipped. You should either don't have it or have them properly. So it is for your hair also. Even have, it's not that you have to have heavy makeup, have a subtle makeup. It really grooms you up well. The better groomed we are, the better our external image as perceived by others, and we feel good about it. Body language, as I said, the third part, also plays an important part in our external image as to how is our posture, how is the eye contact, what are our facial expressions, gestures, manners, and etiquette. So it's always good to have a smiling face, which leads to a lot in life. A conscious awareness about our clothing, including accessories, grooming, and body language, enhance and build up our outward physical image. And it's really important. To enhance and build up our image, there are 4 A's of appearance, which you should keep in mind. They are to be appropriate, authentic, attractive, and affordable. I shall elaborate upon them a little more. Appropriate shall mean dressing as per the group or the people that you will be with, the time of the day, whether you are at work or in any occasion. Appropriateness of your image would be like you belong and you know what you are doing, and nothing about you or your appearance is distracting. Say, for example, appropriateness I would give, say if you're going for a wedding, you would not wear a jeans and t-shirt, you will wear some formal clothes. Or if you're at a picnic, you will surely wear some jeans and t-shirt, and it will never be vice versa. So everybody is aware about appropriateness. Say, for example, a fireman, if there is fire, he is not going to wear a doctor's coat or anything. He is going to wear some clothes which are not flammable. And we all know the dress of the fireman. So that's about being appropriateness as per the occasion, as per the time, as per even your geographical area that you live in. Then after appropriateness is authenticity. Authenticity shall mean being true to yourself and consistent with your values and attitude. Being consistent with your personality traits and your goals. Authentic means looking like yourself and the way you want to be seen and feel. Here I would say authentic, like some people like to wear bright clothes. Some people by nature, they like to wear duller clothes or earthy color clothes. So that is about being authentic, what is true to your value. And some of your values come from your family too. So you see them and then you dress accordingly. And definitely you have to first see your own self. That is about being authentic. Attractive appearance, the third one, an image shall mean a harmonious and a coordinated dressing. And when somebody looks at you, they have a pleasant experience and nothing about your appearance is disturbing. That is what attractive is all about. And the fourth, it is affordable dressing for your image. Affordability should mean that looking like you are not in pain, you are in charge and actually having fun with fashion. Whether your budget, you have to, whatever the budget is, like whatever your budget is, the clothes should be affordable as per your pocket. But a good quality and fit is important. So I'll just sum up that there are the 4 A's to keep in mind for building and enhancing your appearance for the outward image, that are to be appropriate, authentic, attractive, and affordable. If you keep these 4 things in mind, you will have a good external image, an outward image, and you will feel good about it. Towards the end, I would like to say food, clothing, and shelter are our basic needs. So clothing is an important resource which we should use to our advantage. in building up or enhancing our image. I end with a quote. During these unprecedented times that we are in, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Yogita Sethi, for giving such a, uh, I must say, very thoughtful and forceful points of view of you. And you say that get up and come with full force. Yes, one has to follow. But what she says is that if imagine there is no reflective surfaces, what would you be? So it means whatsoever the others are seeing you, that is your real image. So you must consider that you are what you are today, what others are saying. So your image should be such image that the others should see. You are not seeing that image, but others should see. And for that, your personality has to be developed, inner and outer both. And she has given example, and she says there are infinite images of everybody, because every other person is thinking about you, about your image in a different way. And she has mentioned a very interesting example of doctors, that if you are rushing to a hospital with an emergency case, you would like to see a doctor with a white coat, a stethoscope, something like that. You would not like to see somebody in shorts or jeans standing there. So the image which we have in our mind of a particular profession has to be in that way, and one has to keep that dress sense accordingly. And she has also mentioned about the proper makeup should be there, not over makeup, no, not to be done overdo, and clothing should be according to the occasion. If you are going for a wedding, definitely you require clothes which are suitable for the weddings, formal clothes. But if you are going for picnic, it should be casual clothes. Otherwise it will look very odd if you are wearing jackets and suits in a picnic. She also mentioned you should have a good body language, which is very, very important. And the body language means your eye contact, your smiling face. Then only you can, your image can be shown very nicely. She also mentioned about the appropriate clothes, and as well as authenticity. Authenticity is required. If you are showing something, they should feel that what you are talking is with full authenticity. And affordability about the clothes, because if you want to show yourself in a party, your clothes should not be at that much expenses that you cannot afford. And according to her, the image can be built external, internal, depends on you, no one else. And if you want to build up, if you are having the qualities which everyone is having, show them those qualities, but with a proper dress sense, proper body language, so that others will feel that yes, your image is good. Thank you very much, Ms. Yogita Sethi, for giving such a nice expert opinion of yours. I'm sure today our viewers are getting lots of tips free of charge. Otherwise, I am sure, although Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned few thousand, in my opinion, they might be charging in lakhs. They will not like to disclose because of the income tax problem. But otherwise, we know that how the image makers are charging. Dr. Rajiv Anand, far, far more than what you are charging. So please revise your fees. And thank you very much. Now I'm going to our next panelist, and she is Miss Saloni Rath. Yes, you want to say something, Miss Sethi?
I said I will just beg to differ. That was on a lighter note.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yes, it's on a lighter note. Now, I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Miss Saloni Rathi. Miss Saloni Rathi is a fashion designer and a marketing professional at New Delhi. She is a graduate of Parsons School of Design, New York, with 5+ years of experience running campaigns across outdoor and digital channels, and since then her transition into fashion. She has led and done end-to-end design development projects in India and Dubai. She has led backstage styling and choreography for leading designers in New York like Alexander Wang and Alejandra Alonso Rojas. Her skills include studying global trends, cultural shifts, and other macro trends that influence design and communication. She enables brands to foresees long-term trend shifts and deliver creative strategies and strategic thinking across lifestyle industries. Welcome, Ms. Saloni Rati on our show. Ms. Saloni Rati, you have heard Dr. Rajiv Anand. I think Ms. Saloni Rati is not there. We have lost Ms. Rati. No, she is not there. Oh,
Mr. Lal, she would come back I believe she would come back in a few minutes.
okay.
She had mentioned to me that she would be in an outdoor in a hospital setup. So at times there might be difficulty for a few minutes here.
Okay. So anyway, she is not there right now. So I would come back to now for the next round. I am coming back to Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand, you have heard both the experts, internal and external expert. And you are an expert of, I will say, external, internal, or more than that, that is the emotional and mental and expert. Now, my question to you is, do you think image building, which is doing nowadays, like you have mentioned about the use of social media, so everyone is using the social media, overdoing rather, I must say, and especially the youngsters, although we are also doing of senior citizens also want to look young, but the youngsters are in this field. I think Ms. Rati has joined. So shall I think it's better that we must take her views. Yes, Ms. Rati, are you there? Can you hear us? Ms. Rati, can you hear me? No, she can't hear. Ms. Rati, please unmute. Please unmute. Ms. Rati, we can't. You cannot hear us. So anyway, let her fix up the problem. That's the time. So what I'm saying, Dr. Rajiv Anand, Dr. Rajiv Anand, are you there?
I'm here. Okay. I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah, I know you are a multitasker, so you have no problem to hear. Yes. So Dr. Rajiv Anand, now when overdoing of the image, and we have seen in many cases, especially in the social media, that how the youngsters are, as you have mentioned, putting different poses every day. And they want to impress their friends or whomsoever. But don't you think this overdoing of image building, I'm using the word overdoing because it should not happen, otherwise all the panelists will be after me that you are discrediting the image building. Overdoing of image building is going to create a mental issue, even not now, afterwards, because the person who wants their image in such a way, which at one time, if he or she will come to know that what he or she has built the image is not what others are seeing, and that will lead him or her to depression. So do you think this over image building is going to create mental illness in the society? Dr. Rajiv Anand, please.
First of all, I'm really delighted that I hear a word authentic from both of my fellow panelists, even though this word is used in different contexts. But here is being used in the common context which all of us are practicing. The most of us have somewhere forgotten about how this word is applicable to our individual life, or what is our authentic self. If I could simplify that word, what is our original self? Do we know that? We, in general, are being impressioned or conditioned or carried away by world would decide, others would decide what clothes we should wear, what food we should eat, what kind of boots, what kind of suits, what kind of dresses, what kind of shoes, and the sandals and the chappal we should wear. Our lifestyle would be decided by Vogue magazine or FTV or Western magazine or Western media. What does that indicate? Don't we have roots? Don't we have authenticity? Don't we have our own mind? That if people would decide that I should wear a top in my ear or a ring in my nose, that a group of 30, 40, 50 people would decide that I should grow a hair as a man in a ponytail, which may be image built up for certain people, or I should wear a ring in my ear for me to belong to a certain set of people. Would that not mean that I'm losing somewhere my base? Somewhere I'm losing my authenticity, or somewhere I have no concept about my authenticity. That's what is happening. Mr. Lal, you may possibly recall that few months back, we had a program like this in the morning, and one principal, Mrs. Urvashi Varman, had come from Jaipur, Palliser School. I hope she's listening to this program because she must have received the details of this program. And she had mentioned about what is happening in the schools these days. The most girls, their value in the school is based on how many likes do they have on Insta or on Share Chat or on Facebook. And the likes they had last week was 4,000 likes have come down to 2,000. Or then they undergo depression. They are considered to be low. They are considered to be outcasts. Why they have lost the likes? So they do all kind of activity to increase the likes. And the more the likes, more the possibility of being in circulation and whatever other perks they may get it. They may get popularity, they may get some other activities. Needless for me to mention them now. But these likes or this so-called approval is deciding our emotional health, which is a dangerous friend. I'm sure the kind of clients which Yogita and Nilu get over there, as well as Saloni in Delhi, they have unacknowledged, unadmitted psychological problems to belong to a bigger group without connecting to their own roots. And how long they would continue feeling endorsed or validated by the bigger group if they don't have connection with their own self? Like if we don't have electric connection of our own house, how long we would continue depending on the external source of light? If we don't have main connection of our own house, how long we would borrow the electricity for the charging of our phone from the neighbors? Somewhere this is a very dangerous, alarming phenomenon, which I'm sure that all of you are doing it. Yogita and Nilu, that you are guiding your client. Somewhere this trend need to be checked by the parents, and I do with my children. Oh, they are grown up now, they're married, they themselves are parents. But since I remember having done it, the brand of clothes never mattered to them. Anything which was in vogue was not the criteria of how lovable or how good they were or they were not. The bonding between me and them mattered. And today they can afford anything, yet it doesn't matter to them. What matters is bonding between them and the key people around them. Everybody has right to dress the way one likes. Everybody has right to do the makeup as one likes. Everybody has right to do whatever one likes to win the applause from the people, but everybody has duty to bring the best out from within. And that's where the real rounding of the personality matters, which I'm very happy that both speakers have said about it. In a lighter vein, I would be coming as a client to Nilu Gattani and Yogita to Ahmedabad for changeover in my image, because I'm a very serious looking person. I hardly smile. Many viewers have told me that I do not smile. So I am coming to Ahmedabad very soon, going to seek an appointment with both of you, how you can make my image change over to a smiling face than a serious looking face. Over to you, Mr. Lal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, but it's not correct that you are going alone. You should take the other person also with you. That is me. Anyway, thank you very much. Now, Miss Rati, can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
very
sorry.
good.
I've been having
Finally, we got you.
finally.
Very good. Very good.
Yes,
Miss.
I'm at work and I've had major network issues, but I hope if you can't see me, but I hope everyone can hear me at least.
No, but we want to see you because it's a live telecast. We can't have you as
Yes,
Mr.
my camera is
Yeah,
on.
right now it is on. Yes, it is on. We can see you.
Okay.
Now, Miss Rati, I've already introduced you. So without wasting the time, I would like to, you might have already heard all the three panelists. Dr.
Yes,
Rajiv Anand, Ms.
fortunately.
Nilu Gattani, as well as Ms. Yogita Sethi. Now, we would like to know your views on image building. Ms. Saloni Rati, please.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Mr. Anand, Mr. Rajiv Anand, for being so patient with me and having me on board over here. And I have heard, and welcome to my co-panelists, Ms. Nilu and Yogita. I think what they have shared is phenomenal, and it sums up 80% of, I think, how an image building process should be like. But I think just to add, it's not, I feel image building is not an overnight change. It's a long-term process, and this involves influencing the surroundings, your surroundings. It involves, as from a fashion designer's point of view. It involves a visual style from a marketing professional's point of view. It involves networking with people. But first and foremost, I think as an individual, one firstly needs clarity, and clarity to figure out who you are as a person, what you do, what do you like, what do you not like, where your boundaries are at. And I think to come to terms with oneself before we can expect external validation from people or approval, the constant need for approval for people. I think one should be more and more comfortable inwards. And once you accept who you are, you find out who you are, the next step is to accept who you are and to acknowledge all of those things that you find out about yourself, I feel. And once you acknowledge and accept who you are, I think the next step I would think is to be like, what would you want others to know about you, right? And I think there is where your journey begins. Building confidence is most important, I think, because like you mentioned, image building is an external and an internal process. And since Yogita has already shared, building skill constantly is very important. To build confidence, one needs, I think the most important thing is to constantly build new skills. One could, I think, learn music or pick up a new foreign language or a new sport. It all adds to skill building. And once people build skills in general, I think it adds to their confidence and it's reflected in their personality as and when they interact with others. Speaking of from a fashion point of view, like Yogita shared, visual style is so important. What colors you choose is so important, because visual style is like an outward manifestation of who you really are. Just on a dull day, if you pick up a good color and a good dress and you dress up and get out of bed, I mean, it completely lifts your mood. So, all of those, it's important how people perceive you. But it's also important at the same time, you have to like yourself first in order to be able to have like others like you. So choose clothing that you like, that is comfortable to you, that is complementing your body type. Ill-fitted usually and uncomfortable clothes can look and make you feel awkward. Clothes and the way one dresses can mirror the way we feel. And that's very important. So that's it. Just to conclude, I will repeat, it's a long journey and no major change takes place overnight. One has to be authentic and one has to learn to live their most true and authentic life. I think you also mentioned, Mr. Rajiv Anand mentioned earlier, how much Instagram and all of these social media is affecting, the millennials and the younger generation's life. And I feel we are constantly, as people we are constantly feeding ourselves visual content more than readable content. It is so fast. We are consuming a lot of content very fast that we feel that it is necessary to also be part of the Instagram generation, to constantly throw content or put out images out there, share our lives. The need to share what we are doing every day has suddenly become very important. It doesn't have to be, and because when we see so much content and we're consuming so much on a daily basis, it puts a lot of pressure on the current generation to share as much, and that leads to leading inauthentic lives. So I think what I said earlier, accepting who you are, and living your most authentic life is most important, because it results in confidence and happiness, and that I think will help your perception is better. Like your image is going to be better. You yourself within yourself, you will feel more comfortable and better. So I believe I've touched everything that I had to add, that everyone was talking about. But yeah, live your own true authentic life. And that's it.
Okay,
And
thank
it's
you
a
very much.
constant learning process.
constant learning process. Say, Miss Saloni Rati. Thank you very much, Miss Rati. We know that you are in a difficult position right now, so that it's very,
Yes,
we,
I'm
so
trying to be very fast.
yes, no issues, and it paucity of the time. So I would not like to summarize what she has said, but she has made her point very clear. Now I would like to go to Miss Neelu Gatani. Miss Neelu Gatani, do you think peer pressure is creating more competition in image building? Example is Richard Branson, the owner of the Virgin Airways or Virgin Group, and Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya copied what Richard Branson has done, and that's why over copying or it has become so much competition in image building that what has the fate of Vijay Mallya, everybody knows he could not sustain the image what Mr. Richard Branson has made for his airways or the group. What is your view about that?
Very well and very much required question, Mr. Goel, I would say. And if the viewers are young, this is very relevant question they need to uh, understand about. I believe, yes, there isn't peer pressure, definitely in the market. And not even youngsters, even we are following the rat race. We really want to do what people are doing, where they have reached, we want to reach there. And as I mentioned in my topic also, that everyone wants to become someone big. They want to be Dhirubai, they want to be, all or are just focusing on startups and they want to be the big people. They don't know the journey behind it. They don't know is that their own story. So what is missing here is authenticity. Authenticity is a key word which I would like to use here. I believe that we need to understand who we are, what our values are, what our ethics are, and you need to get sync with it. You yourself are unique in this world. I believe that this peer pressure is really killing people. They are getting stressed out and they are not understanding themselves and utilizing their own potential, which they are blessed with. They're just following. So I would again give the thought and share my views with viewers that it is very important to know who you are, believe in who you are, and use your potential. You will definitely reach the sky. You will definitely make the difference in the world, and you will definitely make the difference in your own world too.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you
Miss.
so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gatani, for giving your views and the reply, very appropriate reply. Now, I would like to go to my next guest, Ms. Yogita Sethi. Ms. Yogita Sethi, do you think media is changing our image building? Because we heard when we were young that Mr. Ford, who was the owner of the Ford Motors, General Motors, when he the original one, and when his suit become old, his secretary said, "Sir, please change your suit. It doesn't look nice." For your image, because everybody knows you are the richest man of the USA. He says, when everybody knows me, I am a richest man, then why should I change my suit? Everybody. But when he was going to UK once, then his secretary came. He says, "Sir, now you should have a new suit because nobody knows you are the richest man." So he says, "What difference it makes? If I'm going to UK, nobody knows me. I'm richest man of USA. So no problem. What sort of suit I'm wearing?" But today, what we are seeing in Mr. Trump or Mr. Modi or anyone of this today's generation, the media is projecting. We cannot accept anybody, like you have mentioned about the doctor. We cannot accept anybody with tear clothes, torn clothes, etc. Do you think the media is creating this image building in a very different way, and the race is there that I have to look like this, the girls, the boys, the youngsters, and that's why this mean all the problems of overdoing the image building, as Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned? What do you say about that?
Very valid question, sir. We all know that media has an influence on all the aspects of our life. So how can image be behind? And what is image, as we said? So image is definitely about our internal image that we have, which we build up on our own. And what is visible to the world is about the external image. And external image is all media. And why media is important is we do get influenced by the outside world. And it's best that we do listen to what a person has to say, or be it media or anybody, leave alone media. But whatever anybody has said, we do listen to them, because we are human beings and we are into the social world. We do get influenced by others. But it is up to us, as Neelu discussed, as I discussed. Ultimately, it is up to us as to how we wish to project our image to the outside world. Media surely is a big, big influence, no doubt about it. But there are other influences as well. But ultimately, it will boil down to what is it that we wish to do? What is it we wish to portray to the world? Similar was the case of Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, where he is always in t-shirts. The similar example, because he wants to portray himself as a social, approachable person. And that is very right when he does that, because when we do our image, there are various scales of right from being casual to being absolutely authoritative. So a t-shirt would come to be in a casual way, and he portrays himself that way because he is into social media. But then when he was called or summoned for a case in the court, he wore a suit, a match suit, that too, because he wanted to appear authoritative. He wanted to appear very formal. So he wore that. So the influence is surely there.
Okay.
Influence is surely there. Ultimately, it is up to us how we want to project ourselves and what our image should be.
Okay, thank you. Now my question goes to, because I think Ms. Rati is not there. I can't see. I think, again, she has a network problem. So my question goes to Ms. Gatani again. Do you think this demographically, it affects the image building or the appearance? Like I will tell you, like she has also, Ms. Sethi has also mentioned about the Facebook person. In USA, even if you are going to an office on an official meeting, everybody is very casual. I attended one class there, and I was wearing suit, etc. But I found people are on the shorts and t-shirts. It was very odd for me. Similarly, in UK, that it's totally reverse. If you are going for an official, that's all suits and rooted. They are, nobody will be appearing even in the zine and the t-shirts or whatnot, casuals. So it is a demographically the image or the appearance we have to change, not only for the occasion, but for the situation or the country where we are. What do you say about that, Ms. Gatani?
Definitely. I would very much agree with what you are saying, because every country has their own ethics, every country has their own customs, religions, and they are being conditioned and they are being made in a way that everyone follows and become the part of that community. So there are different communities, and so abroad there's a different community, and in India we have a different culture and different community. So like wearing white here in India is considered as mourning, and wearing white abroad is considered as they wear white in the wedding, plain white dress. So definitely we should respect, and it really affect everyone's perception, and it really affects your image. So you need to have, before going, I would rather suggest viewers that before going to a certain country, you need to have a little bit of brief idea about what their culture is, what little bit of do's and don'ts about, so you will be able to connect more to them, because they are living that culture, they're growing in that culture, and they understand this language. So at times it becomes a language. So if you are a little bit aware of their culture, and if you're aware of what shall be done and what shall not be done, it is always really helpful to you in building your image. I totally agree with that.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Neelu Gatani, for giving your views. So, viewers, you have seen today that this very important topic, that is image building, looks like very easy, but it's not. It is because we have to think many times. We have to think that whether what quality we have, we want to reflect them, or it wanted to show is something which is superficial. The real image is whatsoever quality you have. As our panelist has mentioned, the inner qualities have to come out, and then your external image is required. And you have to see on what occasion, what type of appearance you want to show. That you have to be very, very careful. And so image building is must for everyone, because if you want to show everybody that who you are and what they want to see in you, it is very much required. And for that, our experts has given the opinion today. I'm sure this opinion has enlightened you as much as I am enlightened, and I'm sure I am waiting when Dr. Rajiv Anand is sending me the air tickets to visit Ahmedabad to get our makeover done. Like, I will just in a lighter vein, 30 seconds more. I saw one movie, Dr. Rajiv Anand might have seen, Pehchan, where from a village, Manoj Kumar went to Mumbai, and his image was changed overnight. So I also feel that my image should be changed in that way. Anyway, thank you very much. And so today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Bharat Post News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you everyday new topic. But for last more than a month, we are doing an evening program of half an hour where we call an achiever who has achieved something in his life or her life. And today, in the program called Kal Aaj Aur Kal Lal Goel Ke Sang at 4:30 p.m., our chief guest is Professor Dr. R. Gopal, Director and Head of the Department, D.Y. Patil University, Navi Mumbai. He will be talking about his own autobiography, and we will come to know how his life journey, how he has reached on top from very beginning. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Thank you very much, Ms. Neelu Gatani. Thank you very much, Ms. Yogita Sethi. And thank you very much, Ms. Saloni Rati, for joining us and enlightening all of us about image building. And thank you all the viewers for watching our show.